Now I'm going to show you how to add your magnetic clasp onto a flap, and let's pretend this is just the front of a bag. So first I've decided on the size of my magnetic clasps. We're going to do this large one first. I'll put this to the side. We need to find the center of the point using our quintessential ruler. And what we want to do is measure up 1.5 inches from the base point. So making sure that that is all centered. I would usually use a pin to mark the spot, but we'll just use this. Now I'm going to, this is the back part of your magnetic clasp. So find the center of that. I'm just going to put that where I made my little mark there and use the pen to mark out those two areas. Now I'm going to use my quick unpick to lightly cut through both of the layers. So now that we can see on the inside, there is two little cuts here. I'm going to place one of my pieces of my magnetic clasp, this section. Yeah, I'm just pressing my prongs through those little cuts that we've just made. As you can see on the inside, we put our backing on and flip each side over. Pushing them to the outer edge actually creates some more stability. And that's the flap. Now we're going to move on to the front of our bag. What would be the front of our bag? And we're going to find the center of that as well, using our middle seam. We usually have an inch difference when we're measuring this out. So for this one, it was 1.5 inches. Now we're going to do 2.5 inches up from this center line. And just repeat that process. Again, I'm just cutting through all of the layers with my unpicker. And this allows the prongs to go through easily. Now we're going to put the prongs of our magnetic clasp base through those holes that we've just created. There we go. And just repeating, putting the back of that on and folding over the edges so that they're nice and flat. And that will sit nicely. Will it? Yes, it will. There's a design shake-up that I did last month for our hummingbird hanger, and I've actually done this process on this bag. So we have a video tutorial of the entire construction of this bag, but that's basically what we just constructed. When you're deciding on whether to use a magnetic clasp or a cam snap, it actually changes the way that your product goes together. So if you were to use a cam snap, it gets applied at the very end. But if you're actually doing a magnetic clasp, we provide a placement line in the beginning when we're stitching our base of our clutch. And that's where we're going to put our prongs through first before our lining on the back of the hoop gets placed down into position. And now I'm going to show you how to do that. Keep your backing piece out of the way. Now, as you can see, it's just stitched our placement line for our cam snap or magnetic clasp. So we're going to just remove this hoop out of our machine and bring it over to our workspace. So I've chosen a colour that you can easily see through. We've got our clasps here. As you can see, we've got our top and our bottom and our two bases. So on this side, we're going to put our bottom, use the base for our placement line. So we're going to use those two little side slits to mark our position. use our unpicker to cut those little spots. Now place your prongs into the holes we've just created. Turn it over. That's there. And then you can put your back on and flip out the prongs. And that's how you put the base of your magnetic clasp on in the hoop. Thank you for following along on how to add closures to your in the hoop designs. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and we can't wait to teach you next time.